Hello, welcome to British Business Buzz. Broomfield Business Buzz. I'm Jennifer Kerr, President and CEO of the Broomfield Chamber of Commerce. And if you're yearning for a taste of Welsh, Irish, Scottish, or English food, it's right here in Broomfield at the Hilltop Inn.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, John.
Let me get you under here and give me some cover.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks so much for having us.
Well, my pleasure. My pleasure.
So, John, you have three very unique parts to your property here. Can you tell me more about those?
We have the inn. There's 16 suites. We have the restaurant, which is kind of an English, as you, I think, mentioned, Irish. And we also have English teas, which is really a separate business in itself, and it's totally different reservation process and all that. And then, of course, we have the Burns Pub, and that's named after my mom. She's a Burns.
What is the history of this property?
You know, it started as a bed and breakfast and had the Broomfield Guest House as a name. Bill Lanning was the one that built it, and he built it back in the late 80s, and I bought it from him in 2002. But it was built really on airport property to service the area, which back then was like a bunch of farms. And then I took it over in 2002. It was kind of a downslide, if you will, and so we decided we have to do some other things to make it work. And we brought in English teas. My wife is English, and Maureen brought the authenticity to the whole place. So the teas went to the restaurant went to the pub, and the pub was built, as I think you recall, we had a ribbon cutting here 2 years ago, last August.
What other type of themed events do you have here?
Well, one of the things that we've worked towards is having groups come in, and we're so strong on the whiskey side. Since we have the pub here, we have 160 different scotches and whiskeys, and so we do a whiskey dinner theme nights, and that brings in a whole crowd of whiskey clubbers, if you will. It almost becomes a local Cheers, if you will. So anyway, let me give you a quick tour and show you around what we have.
All right, great. All right, thanks, John.
So Jen, let me just show you the main part of the Wildflowers restaurant here. And you can see that we have a little bit of an English decor. It used to be all the tea room in here, and they kind of had hoofy-doof all over the place, and teas, and we were selling gifts, and it was kind of fun. But we tried to make it more of the restaurant here, and we put the tea room more in the back.
You know, I emigrated to America 13 years ago, and I was brought up in India. I spent 20 years in Africa, and now I've arrived at this beautiful part of the world, and I call this part home. And I have brought my knowledge of tea to this corner of Broomfield. And so I am here as a tea advisor. I have a great knowledge of English tea, particularly because English tea primarily focuses on black tea. That was the tea that the English enjoy most. For a high tea, we offer homemade scones, Devonshire cream and jam. Then we do homemade soups and salads. And then we have a tea tower. Now the tea tower consists of 4 delicious homemade pastries that are on the top of the tower, made by our baker. And then we have traditional English savories. So we've got cucumber sandwiches, homemade egg puffs, shrimp crostini, roast beef, roll-ups, and there's plenty of delicious food. And to top it off, a glass of champagne. We've decided that people want to be educated when they come to have high tea. So what we do is we will offer them an event that will take 2 or 3 hours, a moment to set aside from the busyness of the day, to sit down with a friend, experience the delicious tea.
So we're going to be doing pop culture high teas. So we're going to do a Doctor Who themed tea, Mary Poppins, Fawlty Towers, and it'll be everything will echo the theme of it. So the staff will be dressed in the decor. We're going to do different skits, and the food will sometimes mirror that as well.
So welcome to the Burns Pub.
Oh, so I see this is where you get the booze.
You get lots of booze here.
But
there aren't a lot of boozers.
That's good.
That's good.
Responsible drinkers.
Responsible drinkers.
Yeah, this is the Burns Pub, and this is it's a whiskey bar, and we have lots of ales and wines, and run the whole gamut of spirits, if you will. But The whiskeys are obviously our main focus. We do a lot of single malt scotches and American whiskeys, Irish whiskeys, and the whiskey club, yeah. We also have whiskey dinners, so whiskey events, whiskey tastings as well. It's just kind of a little getaway for everybody in the Broomfield area.
Jen, I just wanted to point out that we do have rules here at the inn. If you have a dagger or a sword, you need to hand it over now, okay?
Or a cudgel.
Or a cudgel. Anyway, let me introduce you to our front desk over here.
Okay.
And Randy, say hello to Jennifer.
Hi, Randy. Nice to meet you.
You too.
And you have a couple of rooms we can go see.
Absolutely, John. I have Kittredge
Yep.
and Gunnison.
Jonathan. So Jen, let me just show you the normal King's mini suite that we have. And this is the Ure room. But every room that you have here at the inn has a fireplace. All rooms have 40-inch high-definition TVs. Every room has a kitchenette, as you see over here, and a little selection of books if you want to read. Most of our rooms are about this size. This is the smallest room you get. We have 4 suites, which are quite a bit larger, and some have jacuzzis. So let me show you one of those, okay?
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you.
So, Jen, this is the presidential suite. I guess you'd fit right in here. Anyway, this is one of the jacuzzi suites that we have. 2-person jacuzzi suite over there, and of course, fireplace and the TV, and it's a nice balcony out in this particular suite. It's the only one with an outside balcony. But again, it's all confined here. One room does it all, and they have a nice full kitchen with a bar. So.
And I notice each room seems to have this technology upgrade in it.
You know, we try to be a little bit old-fashioned here, but we do go with the high-tech, and we've got Wi-Fi and, like I said, high-definition TVs, and we have computers in every room. So people can stay current with their Facebook and Twitter and keep current with their friends, you know?
All right, well, are you going to show me how to make a proper spot of tea?
I am Jen. The secret to tea is to have boiling water. You should have it absolutely on what we call in England a rolling boil. So what I've done here is I've actually got you a very nice black blend. It's Lady Londonberry with a touch of strawberries in it.
It smells delicious.
And what you do always is you warm the pot, because you want the water to remain really hot. So the water's boiling, pour it in. Hope your teapot doesn't crack. Just kidding. And then you just get it warm, and it's very nice. You either use bone china or some kind of metal. There we go. So now our pot is warm. You want to touch that, Jen? There you go. Just to check, you see? I'm going to put our little drip stopper on there, just for elegance.
What can I do to help you?
Here you go. Here's what you can do. You do, for a pot of tea, I'm actually going to do it for the 2 of us.
Okay.
So it is 1 for you, 1 teaspoon for me, and 1 for the pot.
Okay, now
So-
do I put it in a
No, you put it in
strainer?
here.
Just goes
Yeah,
right in.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 for you, 1 for me, and 1 for the pot.
Nice.
Okay, there we are.
Okay.
Did you notice how nice and long this is a fine tea. The leaves are really long, and they're going to actually open up and expand in our teapot.
They
and
smell
make for a big-
delicious.
Yep. All right, so it's on a rolling boil. Pour it in. Fill up that pot.
Then how long do you have it steep?
Yes, that's a good question. Every tea steeps differently according to the type of tea. A green tea will steep longer. A black tea only steeps for a couple of minutes. A fine Assam, 3 or 4 minutes. But if you let a black tea steep for too long, it actually becomes bitter. I don't know if it's been 2 minutes, but the camera time has passed, and we're assuming it's 2 minutes. So yeah, that's right. You put your tea strainer across there, holding the top. I would just pour it through. It looks pretty good. There we go. And then you would always leave room for someone to add a top of milk, a spot of milk. The great debate in English tea is whether you actually put the milk in first or you put the milk in last. And there you are, ready for a nice cup of tea. Enjoy. Do you have sugar in your tea?
I'm going to try it without.
All right, go for it. Now what you
Delicious.
delicious. That's what you always say at the end. It's like anything on HGTV. Oh, it's delicious.
It's the best tea I've
I've
ever
ever
had.
So Jen, we also have a dinner menu, of course, and we're proud of it. It's a limited menu, but it has a little bit of everything from what we call the WISE community, the Welsh, Irish, Scottish, and English, with appetizers, with nice homemade desserts, and everything made from scratch. It's a destination. You don't just drive by. You come here because you're thinking about the mouth-watering food we have.
So John, what is your favorite part about having a business here in Broomfield?
It certainly is a great community to work in. We certainly enjoy the people that come from Broomfield to see us. Part of what we do is that homegrown, homespun, not your franchise, everyday property. This one has its own distinct feel, and we like that part of what we're doing here, and that makes us kind of proud and happy to be here.
Well, that's another edition of Broomfield Business Buzz. I want to thank John Odie and all of the wonderful staff here at Hilltop Inn. We had a great time. Tune in next month for another edition of Broomfield Business Buzz. Cheerio!